Matt Campbell,
Hey, what's up, man?
welcome to my world, my dude. Welcome to Mutual Connections.
Finally, dude, I feel like, we've been texting back and forth and you kind of gaslit me into saying I told you no to be on your podcast.
That was first on my list for a story that we had to tell. Bro, I could have sworn that you had messaged me at some point and you're like, no, I don't do that podcast stuff. Like, that's for sissies. And I was like, okay, then I won't ask you again, bro. But then you did the dad good. And I was like, so what? I just didn't make the cut? Like, what up, man? And then you messaged me and you're like, bro, to be fair, like, pretty cheap that you haven't asked me to come on the pod yet. Like, that's whack, bro. So, hey, that's on me, man. That's my bad for sure. That's my bad
Yes,
for sure.
just for all the viewers, just know Chris is Chris is like that.
Dude, I'm highly, you know what I mean? If you ain't in the club, then bro, you ain't in the club. But no, long overdue for anybody who well, pretty much for anybody who tunes into the show. I know you know Matt. I know you know me, and we're going to try and keep this discussion as valuable and value based as possible. If we go off the deep end, we'll let the editing police us, but we're going to try and really show up for you guys today. All right. So that's at least my objective, but I've terrible discipline. So we'll see where this one goes. What are you up to today, man? What are you doing? What you got going on? Is the missus back at home? I know she was out of town for a minute.
Yeah, she's back at home. I'm no longer struggling with both the kiddos, but man, it's been a busy week. I feel like everyone it's been actually it's a tough week too. I feel like all the marketers in the world are at HubSpot, the event
Yeah, they're
over
at
it.
the inbound, huh?
Yeah, and it's been a pain to reach people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a doozy of a week, but it's still a pretty good one.
Nice.
How about yourself?
I dig it. It's been good, man. It's been good. Just showing up. Did bro, I will tell you. So I finally got like a hot topic webinar featured in this association, ACA International. And like, bro, I've been in this game for a long time and I've submitted so much stuff to ACA and it's just like in one ear and out the other. Maybe it was like the title change, but finally a couple weeks ago I got this email from their like, hey, bro, I think that you're ready to do one of these seminars. I was like, you boy, I've only been like throwing stones at you for years. Like, so I decided not to be frustrated about it and just be so blessed that they finally hit me up. And so that seminar came out this week. And so that was pretty cool. That was like a highlight for my week.
That's amazing. Also, President's Award?
Bro, not even it's the Millionaires Club Award.
That's even
Let's
cooler. Yeah,
go. And look,
let's go.
full disclosure, I don't have $1 million. The comments when I posted that picture, some people alluded to like, all right, my boy. Like I even got Warren texting me going like, yo, bro, how do we make $1 million? Like, dog, trust me, I don't have $1 million. But no, it's my book of business that I've been curating across the last 10 years has finally just this year, like you start from scratch every year, but this year I made $1 million for the agency. I think I'm at like 1.6 right now. And I'm the leader, right? So I don't get to do a ton of sales. Like I'm more focused on strategy, like help these guys out. I give these awards out to my executive team all the time. And so it felt quite weird. Like I messaged my HR. I was like, look, this is the first time I ever hit this. Can I order an award for myself? Like, I want one of those bad boys. And so
Yeah.
I hate to ruin the secret. I knew it was coming. I requested it specifically because I was like, bro, can your boy get one of these, man? Like, I give out so many. I want one on my shelf. So
Yeah, well, I mean, that just goes to show, like, you gotta celebrate your wins, and I feel like, we've talked about that
all the
before.
time.
I'm so bad at celebrating my wins. This goes back to like my baseball career. Like when somebody talks about me, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I
Like
love
I
it.
eat it, dude. Like I'm like, where are my hands going? I divert. I talk about that person. If it was baseball, I talk about my brother whose career is like 10 times better than mine's ever been.
Yeah.
I just don't like talking about myself, but what I've learned is, like, if you don't celebrate your wins, nobody's going to,
No, for
right?
sure.
So, I'm glad you did that for yourself.
No, I had to. Dude, I had to, man. I've been chasing like I wanted that, you know? And dude, I'm glad that you talked about baseball because that's where I want to start with you. But just going back to the banter even earlier today, when I saw that comment, you're like, I don't like compliment. I don't know what to do with my hands. I was like, bro, hashtag my boy Cash. Get that concealed Spidey hands in there, baby. Load them up. That's gonna stay with us and with Cash forever. That fool's gonna be graduating high school, and you can be sitting there in the stands, just proud pop,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I'm not even sitting with the stance. I'm getting, you know how people do, like, the party spray? We're doing the Spidey spray.
yeah, I get it. I get it. um, bro, so let's throw it over to baseball. I want to hear about the trajectory of your baseball career first. And for everybody listening, short story, Matt and I legit have probably known each other for well over 15, 20 years. Let me explain. So and we only learned this maybe a year ago. When I was coaching at Cal State Northridge, the women's soccer team, this dude was playing baseball for Cal State Northridge at the exact same we were on campus at the exact same time and just had zero idea about it. And if that isn't cosmic synergy, irony, whatever the hell you want to call it. So let's hear about your baseball career, man. How long you been playing?
Yeah, so, I mean, I played, I mean, since I could really pick up a bat, and a ball. So, I mean, it was on all-star teams since, I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I, played really well into high school. In my freshman year, I played football, basketball, and baseball, and it got to a point where, like, my coach was like, "You gotta specialize." And to
You got to
everybody
pick
out there,
one.
don't let coaches force you to do that. If you want to play other sports, take the time and make your own decision. And I feel like that led me to a little bit of burnout later in my career. But back to the story. Started really getting looked at as a freshman, went to camps at UCLA, was talking to some big schools, got hurt my senior year. So not a lot of, great things to come after that. But I got looked at from, like, not UCLA, they offered me later, but FIU, I got ultimately ended up at Cal State Northridge. Just, like, long story short, I really wanted to not have to pay for school, not have debt, not
There you
have to
go.
worry about that. And they gave me an offer that was like, we'll pay for your schooling and we'll give you books. And that was like, okay, so you're basically paying me to go to school at that point. And
Yeah.
that was
Bro,
before
that's the pocket. Are you kidding? You
and
won.
that was before, like, NIL and everything like that. So it was like a no-brainer, and I got to stay home. Is at the time my wife, but girlfriend at the time, we just probably hit a year into a relationship, and I could see it going into like a really positive momentum. We were young, but we weren't dumb. But
Yeah.
we knew a lot of good things were going to come, and luckily we both did, because she was going to go to Colorado State, and like we had really like mature conversations at 17 and 18 years old, and now here we are 10 years later in a different state with 2 kids, and just ultimately like, super blessed to make such smart decisions at that age. But baseball's been great. It was, to be honest, a lot of things that I teach are from baseball leadership, but
I
also
love
like
that.
mentality, discipline. I mean, dude, we had weights at 5 a.m. Then we had practice from 7 to 12. Then we had school after that. Then we had to find a way to fit homework and tests and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And so, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
No, for sure. Bro, I love that you said that about even in your professional career now, like there's not a day that goes by that I don't take a lesson learned from either playing soccer or coaching soccer or just like the man management, understanding different personalities. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't use the tools in that tool belt. Like I know that athletics and sports aren't for everybody, but I'm fairly positive that just any of those extracurricular activities growing up, and if you really dedicate, like even if it's like a jujitsu, well, I guess that's a sport.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like any of those things, they relate so heavily as like benefits and tools that we can use in like the big boy life. And I just think that that's the coolest synergy. And I love drawing back examples to like, well, back in my day, if we were struggling on the left side of the field when we're attacking the plank, what we got to do, we got to draw back, pivot to the right. We got to exercise a different stream, make sure that that attack is formulated with support in the center. They're like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you'll
Yeah.
learn. You'll learn.
You'll Yeah.
You'll get it.
I think a lot of, what pitchers have to deal with, and I pitched in high
Yeah,
school,
yeah,
but it really is like attacking the day pitch by pitch and rep by rep or call by call. And like, I, I hate that analogy of like, oh, it's a day by day or a pitch by pitch thing, but it literally is that. Like, if
for
you got to
sure.
bring it every single rep, and if you don't, you're going to give up a 450-foot jack.
Yeah, man. Bro, something I've always been curious about my nephew is a pitcher, and we've kind of talked about this. Like, I never played ball like that. Is there's like a mental war game that you have with this batter and obviously you're seeing a whole series of so every new person that steps up to the plate, like, what is that mental like you're just staring them down, or maybe there are some pitchers it's like, I'm not going to lock in eye contact at all. Like, what was your approach? Like, what was that exercise like?
Yeah, I mean, I think just because of my size, it was always like a physical kind of like,
Stare
big
them
dude on
down.
Yeah, I wouldn't like stare people down. I would just work fast. Like for me, the faster I worked, the more aggressive I was.
Yeah,
I think conviction has a lot to do with not only pitching but life in general. It's like if you're not convinced, you're not throwing a convicted pitch, it's gonna be lackluster and it's not gonna be your good stuff.
yeah,
So even if it wasn't a great pitch, it was something that I was really like confident in throwing. And that's what you need is that confidence. There's a lot of things that you can read when you're on the mound. If you throw a fastball inside and somebody's gonna spin on it, you know that you can hit them with the slider outside, or you can throw a changeup away or changeup down. Like there's a
yeah,
lot of different chess moves that you can see to like set things up. And I think, that again leads itself into outbound. I posted this about, what pitching in like B2B, like BDR world kind of intertwines in itself. It's just like sequencing.
yeah.
You can create pitch sequencing just like you do in an outbound motion, so I think it's fun.
No, that's wild, and I guess I didn't consider that. Is that, like, just by the way that they shift their back leg when if they're going to swing or the way they're eyeing the ball, you almost have to pivot your game plan on the spot from those signs and triggers that you see from the first pitch to be like, "Dude, if I throw an inseam, there's no way because this guy's stance is not a chance." And that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Dude, I'm a big watch baseball fan. I grew up in LA, and so like you already know bleed blue for life, my friend.
Right.
In fact, this is my favorite. I show it all the time. But I got my World Series champ hat right here. I get a new
Okay.
one every time we pull it through.
That's
Shout
right.
out to my boy Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
What a dinger, you know.
He had a killer World Series.
Yeah, it was killer. It was killer. All right, let's pivot a little bit. Let's pivot into this is something I don't think we've talked about. And look, everybody listening, I straight talk to Matt every single day, multiple times a day. It's not safe for work. And so we're going to keep this conversation valuable. How did you get looped in with the Dad Good gang, man? You're obviously the chief rev officer now. What?
Yeah.
Come on, bro, pulling in those partnerships. But
Yeah, let's
how did
go.
that saga start?
Dude, to be honest, like, I got in somewhat early, I would say. I think me and you were, like, one of the early ones, and Guy, I just talk to Guy every single day, and
As a
not
hooligan,
I love
man.
Ward, I love Charles, but, like, me and Guy's relationship, I don't think I've not talked to him a single day since April or
Dang.
March or whenever, like, Dad Good started. We grew into, like, such a really good friendship, like, I sent his kid a birthday present, not like that's a huge deal, but, like, I
Well,
just
it is a
know
huge deal, bro. Don't
know
down that. It's a huge
and
deal.
I love that dude. So when they're like, "Oh, we need help with this. This is what we're doing," and I'm like, "Dude, that's literally my world." Like I know what affiliate is. I manage and I help brands onboard them into our agency for affiliate marketing. Like I can help you with that. I have contacts, etc. Um, and like within the first week, we got Lit Flash, which was a super cool. Um, yeah, and then we got Ad Village, which is a super cool mission-based, partnership where they help like, they're, like, pretty much ad blockers. So, like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you're a kid and you, like, have acne and you're looking for acne solutions, they're gonna like, media buyers will push, like, beauty skincare lines to you, whereas Ad Village will prevent that from happening, and they'll outbid those potential harmful ads to like positive, affirmations. And I think it's such a cool mission that one aligns with us as parents is like, we don't want our kids to be victims to the
Bro, it's
internet. We
just
want
such a
them to be,
void. You got the
um,
iPads and, like, you like, even on the kids' YouTube sometimes. I let my kids they've got, like, limited screen time, but even on the kids' YouTube, bro, is like, how did some of this nonsense get on here, man? Just
yeah,
wild.
it's terrible. Yeah, and part of it's kind of like my world too. Like some of the ads with affiliates is a little different, so I get it, but also like for the kids, it's just too harmful.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's stay on you being in the affiliate marketing world. This is something I really wanted to talk to you about is I think that there's something really unique that you and I have done similarly, and that is there is an air of loyalty that you have to your team. Like I was talking with Charles about this a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Yo, what do you think about all these dudes that just job hop, like chasing a better check, and they're just all over the place?" And like my position on it was like, dude, I want to make an impact. Like I want to tangibly see the what I've done for this company and like I'm chasing impact over paycheck. But talk to me about like you've been there for 6 years, dude. That's no easy feat. I see you climb the ladder the same way that I did with my firm. What's that been like? What's your position on the job hopping?
Look, I'm never gonna knock somebody for taking a
I
better
will.
pay,
Don't worry. Just shoot me a
but
text. I'll say it out right now.
when you're taking a better pay for the same job with little, like, minimal impact,
No, I get
I mean,
it. I do get
you
it.
know, like, if you're gonna take a bigger bag for a different title, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Like, good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm stoked for you. I will support and cheer for you. But if it's for the same thing with a competing agency that I trained you for,
Yeah.
that's kinda lame. And we've
Yeah.
had a bunch of that from our company to other agencies within the past 6 months. So they're pretty much just poaching our BDRs that were killing it for us, which is fun. To me to me, loyalty goes a long way, not only to like the industry. I think the industry in general is only getting bigger and better. And you even see it now with B2B plays, like with these influencers and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's a singular part of what affiliate marketing is. But instead of paying these influencers 10K up front, you give them a smaller flat fee plus a rev share in the back end, and then it's a bigger play
From
for
what
you.
they're feeding into the system, so yeah, there's a risk aversion by just dropping coin and crossing your fingers that it works out.
Exactly. So it's fun to see that kind of play into the B2B space now more than it has been ever. But I think loyalty goes a long way, dude. I've been here for 6 years. I started off as a BDR, and I went to a senior BDR and AE. Didn't do well at all as an AE because we talked about this. I mean, we talked about this in the Dad Good podcast,
Yeah,
but laterally changed to BDR manager, now director. And dude, I think impact to me is just if I have a seat at the table, why am I going to leave for a better pay? It's 10K more, great. Like
yeah.
I'm not. What is that going to do? I'd rather be somewhere that I'm valued, that I can create an impact, that I can mold the next generation of BDRs. To me, that's more valuable than anything.
No, I agree, man. Well, and it's cool to see the influence of your activities and what you've been up to affect like your company. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I feel like
exactly.
I should backpedal on the loyalty. Like the loyalty only works if you work for a dope company that honors and recognizes the
Yep.
loyalty. Like
Yeah.
if we didn't feel like there was some reciprocation of love and interest and powerful impact, then for sure, man, like I would probably be out there looking for the next big gig as well. But when you are in that environment where you're like, man, I love these people, I love the industry, I love what I'm doing, I feel supported. They continuously open up these career growth paths for me. Like, this is fire. Why would I leave? So I had to backpedal, but that's why I think that I relate to your experience with it's advertised purple, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, dude, to your point, blind loyalty is foolish. But if you're getting that
agreed.
reciprocation back, what leave?
Yeah.
If they're investing in you and they see your potential and they're going to go to bat for you every single time, it's in your best interest to go to bat for them.
Yeah,
Right. And
man.
I think that's what's made both of our careers so successful thus far. Right.
No, for sure. I agree. Yeah, dude, they like my team has opened up so many doors for me. Like we're both young guns. To be fair, like there's no reason that we should get to do the cool stuff that we do today. But look, like I say that in a joking manner, but also we deserve a seat at that table because we bust our ass off. We remain consistent. We show up every single day. And so there's that work ethic side. But man, there are so many people that are consistent and bust their ass off. And that reciprocity of loyalty or acknowledgement or growth opportunity just isn't there. And so for those dudes, to your initial point, like, yeah, bro, go and find the next best thing. But I think that's really unique about the circumstance you and I are in.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are blessed to be in companies that show them love
Yeah.
like we have experienced. So in that instance, I do understand. But if you're in a good space, just know the grass is never not always greener.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen in my buddies who have left our agency in the past is the grass is not always greener. So if it's the right fit with the right company and it's a perfect package, do it.
Let's
But
go.
grass is not always greener.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen to that, dude. Let's pivot, bro. You know what I want to, well, first I want to ask, how long have you been disciplined and consistently on LinkedIn? Like when did that journey start for you?
So we had a mentor in our company about a year and a half ago say like, "Hey, you should start posting on LinkedIn." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not gonna post
Yeah,
on
that's
LinkedIn.
lame, dude.
I'm not gonna do that." Not that it's lame that I'm like, I don't have anything to share. Like, what have I done to share or to show anything? Like, I don't have a
Yeah.
lot of your success. He's like, "Dude, where are you right now? Like, what is your title? What have you done? Share your story." I'm like, "Dude, okay." So I would post like once every other week to like just be out there. I would say I really didn't start hitting it hard till like the beginning of this year, where it's just been like daily. I made it a goal to post daily. I've missed a couple weekends, but my weekends are really for my family. So like I if I post, it's just an additive bonus. But I made it a really strong push to hit it hard this year. I think I started at like 1.7K followers, and
Yeah.
I don't even I'm at now. But not that followers mean anything, but just a lot of growth. I think about 4,000 followers in the last
Yeah.
8 months. And besides the followers that don't even matter, just the connections that I've made, you, Guy, Warren, Charles, Lindsay, like the whole group, like everyone has been so cool. Eric Ianello, another good one who I've reached out to for so many different things, like just super cool people that I've got a chance to meet and bounce ideas off and just, super, super happy I made the jump into really hitting it hard.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of the same way. I really only started posting consistently at the beginning of this year, as weird as that sounds. Like one of my partners kind of knew a little bit about my background. Like you even messaged me when you saw that pod. Like I was doing acting stuff and I had music stuff and she was like, "Hey man, why don't you talk about that on LinkedIn?" And I kind of had that same position where I was like, "Well, like that's not what this is for." That she's like, "Bro, that maybe 10 years ago, that's not what this is for, but that people like working with people. There's authenticity and like, bro, post whatever you want." So I leaned into that and now it's just like a healthy mixture of like banter, a little bit of value, talk about my debt recovery stuff, talk about some personal stuff. But to your point, man, like the reason I'm showing up right now is because of the relationships. Like, dude, I get to make big decisions with my company, and I'm so blessed to be able to do that. But there's a lot of big decisions. There's like dude, I don't know what to do. And so the ability for me to call you out of the blue on a Tuesday at like 10:30 in the morning and just like, Matt, can I have 3 minutes of your time? And you just school me on what you would do if you were me. That is the coolest blessing of this network, far and above any like business or lucrative opportunity. Just meeting, well, like meeting you, you're like one of my best friends. I've known you for years at this point, but it's only
Right.
been a handful of months, but you're also like a massive value to my business life. And I know I'm complimenting you a lot, so I'll cut it off, but I know, bro, conceal them, just conceal them. But yeah, man, it's just been such a blessing, dude. I love LinkedIn, man.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it really is super cool. I don't think I've profited off LinkedIn once other than some sponsored posts. What I really care about is just the people. And like to your point, if I need anything business advice, I have a handful of people I can call at any given point. And to me, that is powerful than any other decision-making power that I can ever like have, is that I have people. Also, if anything does happen in a pinch or some terrible thing happens for a restructuring,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of people I can reach out to.
That's a nice it's nice to know it's there. I won't
Yeah.
lie. Hashtag loyalty, but just so
Yes.
you know, whenever
Mr.
just so
King.
you know, my company's not gonna watch this. They're not tripping. No, I would Cedar, I wouldn't leave you guys. I love y'all. It's
Yeah,
just
likewise.
jokes. It's just
Yeah.
jokes, okay?
This is a you, not me thing.
Yeah, exactly. Taco burrito, nachos. Come on. What are you doing? But bro, okay, so I asked about LinkedIn because I wanted a stepstone into it's like a couple months ago, obviously, we saw that the whole TikTok debacle with China and it went away for everybody and everybody was just tripping. And I think it was Darren McKee that posted something that's like, bro, if you're not multi-threading your socials, like don't put all your eggs into this singular LinkedIn basket. I don't think LinkedIn is going away. It's not doing anything controversial, but just playing the what if card. And so to be fair, I'm like a little on Instagram, not as much on TikTok, but I'm there. But I'm really inspired about this new journey that you're taking on, like really leaning into TikTok to explore the value opportunity. And so I just wanted to kind of hear like, what are you learning so far about the demographic? Is it different in terms of the discipline that you apply to LinkedIn? Like, what's that been like?
I think the disciplines, it's been tougher for me. I'm not a guy that likes to get in front of the camera a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that was really hard for me to do on LinkedIn, just to post my words, but now to get in front of a camera too and, like, take selfie videos, like,
Yeah.
I just don't like doing
It
that.
just feel ridiculous.
Yeah, it just feels silly, man. But I've been trying to do 2 times a day. I missed the last couple of days. It's not like I am so gung ho on it. I'm just trying to test, and I have, like, 45 followers, if that,
But
in a
you
week.
started from zero?
Yeah, started from 0.
Bro, that's fine. You've only been doing it, what, like 2 weeks?
A week, yeah, 8
Yeah.
days. So, I had one, like, video pop off for, like, 900 views. The rest are around 200, which is cool.
Was that your Taylor Swift post?
That was the Taylor
I was
Swift post.
talking to Lindsay about that. I'm like, this fool Matt, I know he hates filming videos of himself, but the one time he takes the cheap route and he's like, I'm just gonna repurpose this Taylor and Travis meme. I was like, bro, that is the one that blew up for him. Like you wouldn't
Yeah,
believe it.
yeah. I mean, you just gotta know what people wanna see,
That's
you know, and
right.
I'm not a huge trend guy. I don't like to go with the trends, but if I get a picture perfect meme, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Um,
Sell it.
exactly. So I've been posting a couple times a day. One just about my journey with Advertise Purple, that one Taylor Swift thing. And honestly, dude, I'm a huge lawn guy. So if you ever seen some of my TikToks, I do little time lapse on the lawn. It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
like,
I seen him. I'm there. So funny. But yeah, man, in fact, even just from seeing your content, I'm learning more like the demographic interest from LinkedIn to TikTok, very different. Very different. And so, no, I mean, we're laughing about it now, that Taylor post that you made, but it's funny that, well, I mean, I guess on LinkedIn nowadays, I bet that post would have blown up.
so I
People,
did post it on LinkedIn, and I think TikTok took to it a little bit better
okay.
because they just saw the Taylor and Travis and they were just liking it. I don't think people on LinkedIn are too fond of the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, debacle.
Dang, I love it, bro. Bring it on. I love it. I'm a Swifty, dude. I got my kids got bracelets. I got bracelets. Like, shake it off, girl. Let's bring it home. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for Travis. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift guy. She did have some really good songs back in the day. I haven't got on with any of the new stuff, more so out of just uh I don't have a daughter that's into that stuff right now. My
I guess
wife
that's true.
likes her, but if she's still making, music in 10 years, I'm sure I'm gonna be just as into it as you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and you make a fair point is that my kids are like, they love Taylor. They love
Yeah.
Justin Bieber. Like, bro, Justin Bieber is kind of fire. I won't even lie to you.
Yeah.
You and I exchange banter on the K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, bro, that soundtrack is fire, dude. Are you kidding? I'm all about the K-pop right now.
You mentioned that last week, and then literally that same afternoon, my neighbor who's like 65 was like, "Have you heard of K-pop Demon Hunters?" I'm like, "How do you know about
You know
this?"
what, dude? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's fire. My boy Cash would appreciate it. All right, give him 15 minutes of the beginning, and we'll see how it plays out.
So is it just a movie or is it a soundtrack?
No, it's a movie, but it's like a movie with songs. Like the
Okay.
premise is you got these like female K-pop group Demon Hunters and they sing songs and the songs are supposed to like keep the demons away, but the songs just so happen to be absolute gas, man. Like
Okay.
real bangers. Real.
Maybe we'll stick to the soundtrack because at a 3.5-year-old, I don't know that he wants to be seeing demons. We might have
That's
to,
true. That's
yeah, we might have to censor that a little bit, but we'll give him the soundtrack.
They're colorful demons. I mean, it's a little scary probably, but we'll get past it. It's nothing like Antichrist. We're not talking about like red devil demons. It's a very
Okay.
like Shrek ogre type of demon.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
But no, I respect it. It scared my youngest Kylie a little bit, but she was too fired up by the music that she's like, "Dad, I'm gonna just fight past this. I'll just cover my eyes. Keep it on. Keep it on."
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. What else do I got, baby? We covered TikTok, covered dad good. I know what I want to talk to you about is so I'm not a huge golf guy, like playing golf, but I watch a lot of golf. Surprised that I got interested. It's just one of those things. You pass that age catalyst, where you're like, "Ah, I'm just gonna sit on a couch here and watch a couple rounds of 18." But you and your content on LinkedIn, you crack me up. I think you even commented something the other day, just with respect to are you good at golf? Do you ever get good at golf? I saw this like 6 months, 12 months, 24
Yeah.
months thing that you commented. And then at the 36th month, I saw you dropping back down. And it's like,
Yeah.
do you ever get better at this sport? Or what's that like for you?
Yeah, so that was me and Skylar Martin, who if you need financial advice, go to him. He does really cool content on LinkedIn. But I posted today about like my history, my trajectory in the first 90 days of what I did to succeed as a BDR today. He commented, he commented to kind of relate it to golf and how like month one, you shoot 115, month 20, you shoot at, 101, etc. And then I commented back month 36, you go back to
Yeah.
120. Dude, golf is such a love-hate relationship, man. Like, I think you've heard it. There's always that one shot that keeps you going back, but God, it's so frustrating. I wouldn't say I'm great at any means. I mean, I could break 90. I could,
Okay.
into 80s at sometimes. My challenge is the short game. If you get me from inside 100, I crumble.
Does not happen.
But I can drive at 300 yards. I hit my 9 iron 170 yards. Like
Dang,
I
man.
can crush it. Uh, I just have no idea what I'm doing with a freaking 58 or 60 in my
Yeah.
hands.
Holding this weird sticked putter and like, you're a little bit more stiff. You're like, this ain't it for me, bro. So
No.
you're a murderer on the driving range then.
But yeah, yeah, Top Golf, they don't want me out there.
I was just gonna mess it. Have you obviously have you done Top Golf? That place is fun, bro. I'm awful, and it's still fun. You kidding?
Honestly, the range, there's nothing better than a range because you could be awful and still have fun. Whereas if you're awful on the golf course, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Unless you're with a good group of guys that don't care. So I always just go like the golfing range or the driving range is just a lot of fun. I would take my wife. Actually, I just took her golfing with me, and she's not great by any means, but we'll play best ball, and sometimes we'll use her ball, and it's just a fun time to spend 2 hours, 3 hours
No, that's
together
super cool.
that we don't really get because we got two gremlins.
Yeah, bro, I hear that. I gotta say, I'm so rubbish at golf that I'm apprehensive about doing like a 9 hole or an 18 hole because I feel like my last two times, I had like the cart official come up to me and I started getting like hype. He's like, dude, let him play through or you better make some moves here. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying my best. It's not like I'm moving slow.
Yeah.
I didn't so much care for the way that he spoke to me. So I was like, you know what, dude? I don't know. I'm not ready for this.
It takes a little bit of time. I mean, to me, golf is really it's one of the toughest games, and it's tough to say that too because it's an immovable object on the ground, and all you have to do is swing to hit it forward. but it's tough. I mean, especially coming from a baseball swing to a golf swing, they're different planes and
Yeah.
different everything. So I dealt with a big slice. I'd hit it in the to the fairway to the right of me if I was on the tee box. Oh, it was just a lot of plane changes that you have to make from the swing. But after you get through like the first month of being awful, you can just play around.
Yeah.
I think what helped me when I first started too is just go out and play with a bunch of dudes for like three other buddies and play best ball. You guys all hit the best, then you play off the best ball and so on and so forth. But that keeps the pace of play going. And then you end up having more fun because you just try to create the best score out of all four of you guys,
Yeah.
right? And then you don't have to worry about, punk course officials that are ruining the day for you.
No, for sure, for sure. But I mean, I guess to that point, and this is where I didn't have the discipline, is there has to be a level of consistency. Like you said, like be awful the first month, but be consistent because the muscle memory on like, dude, I'm missing the ball still, even
Yeah.
at Top Golf. Like I gotta chill out. I gotta not try and hit it as hard as I can. But I
Yeah.
feel like eventually with that consistency, you know how low the club is supposed to go. You know how inwards, keep your elbow in type of stuff. And I never mastered that. And so it's still quite an adventure when I go.
Yeah. And it's funny too. I mean, even with baseball, just to relate to the golf, but like it's the harder you swing, the worse it is.
That's what I learned. Yeah.
Yes. Smooth is fast and smooth is going to be strong. So that's one thing that I'm constantly telling myself is the smoother you are, the better you're going to be. Because when I get a driver in my hand, I'm like, I'm just going to rip stick, dude. Like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to worry about it. And like, we'll see how far it goes. And then I top it and it goes like 30 yards off the drive, like off the tee box. But if I'm swinging slow and smooth, like it'll go, it'll carry 280, 290.
Dang. Yeah. I need to like just remember that type of feedback next time I get out there because dude, I'm just like, grip it and rip it, baby.
No,
Let's go.
that's right. Yeah.
Big man. All right, we're creeping on 40, but I want to so you're a hell of a sales agent. Sorry for the compliment. It'll be my last one. You're a hell of a sales guy. The value that you put on the timeline, the value of banter between us. We kind of shared a little bit on this morning when we were just talking on the side, but for somebody first getting started in sales, like what type of feedback, what type of advice would you give to those guys to like how to keep themselves in the right mind frame?
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about it earlier. It's just one is just being consistent. I mean, that's with anything in your life. We just talked about it with
Yeah,
golf
with
too. It's
golf, and look,
like it
it's easier
really
for me to
is.
be consistent with sales than it was for golf, I'll tell you that. Wrong mind
I
frame.
mean, everything just compounds so early on in your career too. Like one call now to me is completely different than one call when I first started. Like the learnings that you get. So if you can do 100 calls a day, imagine the learnings you'll get in a month, in your
Yeah,
first month. And then imagine what your messaging looks like in the second month. And then imagine your tonality in the third month. And then imagine putting that together for the next quarter. I just don't think a lot of people go in grind. And that's been like one of the things that I think new SDRs face and why a lot of companies now are hiring for SDRs that have like 2 to 3 years of experience is
exactly.
the new wave just wants to learn and they want to like have as much information as possible before they get started. Whereas you can have all the information and it take you a month to get started. You're a month behind
Yeah,
everybody else with
you gotta
calls.
get your reps in.
And then you're afraid to make dials because you've already waited a month. So you're not going to do it the next month and you just fall behind and you're just not confident. So I think that's the biggest lapse of what I see now versus when I started. When I first started, I got an intro to who our company was on day one. I role played day two. Day three, I was making calls. And this was my first sales job ever, ever. I was fresh out of college. I had a script that I really had no idea what I was saying. And on day three, I was ripping dials. And, the first two meetings I booked were from the first two calls that I booked. I had no idea what I was doing,
Dang.
but you put those reps in, and then a month, you're a completely different person.
Yeah. No, I see, and you gave really good feedback even on my post today is like, dude, having that Rolodex and taking your own personal notes on when you just failed miserably, you're like, "Yo, bro, let me jot this down, never do that again." And then every now
Yeah,
and then you get a yes, and you're like, "Oh, bro, I think that this is what I did that made it win." I think that not just say journaling, but it's like, dude, keep a
yeah,
record of your notes of what you've done and like what that success looks like. Cause that's honestly how I crafted. And I made the joke that actually it's not a joke, dude. For 7 years, and I still do it. Um, I was jotting down what I did in the losses and what I did in the wins. And then my wife, funny enough, she's like, bro, why don't you just turn this into a book? I was like, nobody cares about this. But that was about the time that like now I'm into LinkedIn and I see, oh, bro, people are just doing whatever they want and there's
right.
no rules. And so I took about 6 months, all my chicken scratch notes. I was like, dude, let me write this corporate casual book, and I did, and the reception has been dope. And it's not a plug for the book, but it's more just a dude, notate your wins and your losses. Like that's been the coolest thing. This little journal that I could go back to, and you know,
Yeah, and I would guarantee you learned so much more in your failures and your losses than you did your wins,
big
right? Your
time.
wins are easy to dissect. They're like, "Okay, I did this right. I could have done this better. I could have said this a lot better." But your losses, you're like, "I am overly I don't even know the word. I overly criticize my losses. I
Yeah,
am so harsh. I am my worst critic ever." Like, someone will say, "Oh, it's not that bad of a call." I'm like, "Dude, it was,
yeah.
you know, shit." Right?
No,
So
exactly, bro.
I'm
Just
like
it is what
so
it is. That was a shit call.
it was a shit call, dude. Like, I could have done so much better. So I'm just I love I love learning from the losses. I hate losing, and this is what I talk about all the time. I absolutely hate losing. When I get hung up on, it drives me nuts. I call them back. Like,
You're that
uh,
guy. I love
oh,
that.
yeah, I hate losing more than I like winning, so I'll do whatever I can to not make me feel like I'm losing the next time.
Love that. I was just talking to someone about this. So I love the psychological side of sales, and I had the same response as you is I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. And it is this psychological theory called loss aversion where people are they're more encouraged or like they will make a decision or take action to avoid a loss before they would take a decision or take action to achieve a gain. And so it's just loss aversion. And I think that that really is kind of the heart of sales. And that's kind of that mentality. Like I'm always telling people, and I struggle with it too. I preach it all the time, but sometimes you get a rejection where you're like, God, dude, that really frustrates me. And I'm always telling people, like, yo, go chase the nose, fall in love with rejection. It's all your mind frame. Like, go get it. And for the most part, I'm pretty good at it, but there are some that are like, "Yo, bro, I know where you work. Like,
Right,
I'll hop in the
yeah,
car right now. Let's go. Let's go." So I feel
yeah.
you on that.
Some no's are just so frustrating because you've done everything that you can to book the meeting, close the deal. I don't know, for my world, it's book the meeting, and they're just like, "Yeah, this sounds amazing. The price point's there. I don't have the bandwidth to handle this. It would be great to have somebody to do it, but now it's not the right time." You're like,
That didn't work
"What?"
for me. That didn't work for me, bro. I'll help you make right now the right time. Like, what are
Yeah,
you
or
doing?
like, "I don't have time on my calendar." It's like, you literally said you need this, right? Like, make time.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to that, like, and that's what I try and employ in my outreach is I try to frame the solution in sounds so salesy, forgive me everyone, but frame the solution in their pain rather than the value that it'll add. Because going back to that psychology, people are more employed to make a decision for loss aversion rather than to achieve a gain. So if I can be like, yo, you know how you keep getting punched in the face? If I can stop you getting punched in the face, that's like the direction I wanna go, rather than me going like, "Hey, man, I got these really cool face masks that are padded, and so it will hurt less." Like, that's more of a value solution rather than leaning into like, "Dude, you just keep taking knuckles to the face, bro." Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, off camera, I need to see these types of messages so I can
Yeah.
take a look.
No, I got you, bro. I got Guy and I, we were just sharing, and he posted one today. Like, and I'm sure you get them too, but you accept the connection requests and then you just get this ridiculous pitch slap. And sometimes it's after hours, I'll get one and I will just this is insulting. This message that you just sent me is insulting. I can smell the template you used from a mile away. And Guy was like, yo, bro, isn't that a little cutthroat? You got to take it easy. But then today he posts that, whatever the
I
screen,
know.
and he's like, show me the chat GBT, screenshot the GBT prompt and the response. Come on, my boy. That's the same thing.
I know, and talk about the calling the kettle black. He did that to a prospect last week. I'm like, bro, you're just a yeah.
Dude, I love it. I love it, man. Well, shoot, man. We're midday. I know you got to get back to it. I got to get back to it. Matt Campbell, bro, one of my best friends in the game right now. We talk every day. We're going to continue to talk every day. We kept this one relatively PC. There might be like smidgens of value in here. There might be some golden nuggets.
Only one cuss word. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I have to be honest, I much rather prefer our off recording banter. We'll stick to that. I think that's a little bit more synergetic alignment to our
Yeah.
interests. And so we'll keep it there. And with that being said, my boy Matt Campbell, thank you for joining me on Mutual Connections. And I will catch you in the DMs, my boy.
My man.
All right, brother.